Hi everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel today. It is starting to be cooler weather, and I happened to be by my cows the other day giving them some hay. They're right behind me, and I could smell the grapes. My raspberries are on the other side of the grapes, and I came by to do a little trimming, and I could smell that tartness of these grapes. These are Concord grapes, nice purple clusters. And Bethany had been in the sandbox and got stung. She wasn't doing anything, so I knew it wasn't any honeybees. I smelled the sweetness of this. So I came by and there were hornets around. It's a little cooler today and there wasn't any hornets around, so I decided it was a good day to start harvesting some of these grapes. So I'm starting with the purple grapes. Let me show you what we've got here. So right in here, I've got clusters and clusters of nice grapes. Look at this. Right off the vine. Now you can make grape jam, you can make grape jelly, you can make grape juice. So last year, because George was little, you can help, that'd be great. George was little, so I made grape juice, and I just did it kind of in a hurry. Ooh, hornet. A hornet just landed on my hand. I hate hornet stings. Did you know that they're not like honeybees? They can sting repeatedly. They don't lose their stinger and they just keep going and going. When a honeybee stings you, they can only sting you once. It rips off part of their abdomen when they sting. So if they sting you, they really are trying to protect themselves or the hive. So there are a few hornets around today. You can help, Bethany. We just have to watch out for hornets, okay? So because George was little last year, I only made grape juice. I didn't make any grape jelly or grape jam. Grape jelly is kind of a job because you have to let the grape juice set in the refrigerator overnight to let the sediment drop to the bottom. And if you don't do that when you're making grape juice or grape jam, have you heard of cream of tartar? Cream of tartar is made from these tartaric acids that are in grapes. Now we could make wine out of this. We're not drinkers. Most I drink a year is a 4-pack of wine coolers. So we are... Bethany's liking to eat them, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are they tasty?
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of sweet right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Usually they're not so sweet.
Yeah.
See that hornet? He says, "Ooh, I like some of this." So the hornets have been starting their robbing activities. So I've been watching them around the beehives, setting out the hornet traps. Lots of things going on. I was harvesting from the garden the other day and thought of you guys because I was more or less just trying to get as many tomatoes as I could, stew them and get them canned. And there's just not always time to make a video and get things done. And with a house full of kids and toys, we don't take the summer off from the school year. So there's never any time that there's not kids things all over my house. And you know, we have a small house. A thing about grapes, just like the apples, sometimes there's earwigs. Now you can pick these by hand or you can cut them with the trimmers. I found it's just easier to go ahead and cut them or to take them off with my hands. You'll lose a few on the bottom, on the ground, but that's okay. So picking them two-handed is a lot better than one-handed, so I'm going to get back to this with two hands. And I'll show you how our harvest is going as we get through. But I just wanted to show you the lovely, lovely grapevines. This grapevine is probably 30 feet long. And I don't know how many actual grapes we have, plants. I went through and I cleaned up some vines that were growing in here that are not grapes. And we get a little bit of black caps growing here and there. Here's some. I always try to dig those out. This year I took some of that old straw and I put it down as compost to help with the grass and the weeds. And it does help. See, here we've got a red grape. So the red grapes I tend to save for juice. And it's okay to mix them all up also. The kids didn't like the white grapes as juice as much, so I'll mix the white and the red grapes together. So here are my white grapes here on the end, and they're usually the last to sweeten up. But for some reason, the plants here on this end and the plants at the very end do really great. And these were all here when we moved. So we've been here, I think we figured out like 6 years. This is our 7th fall. Time is flying by. I kind of have to gauge things by how old Trey is. So if you are interested in growing grapes, get a few started and don't go hog wild. I would say I've added some T-posts in here last year or the year before to kind of help with the support of the vines, because any supports that were here were kind of gone. There's some of these old wooden stakes and they needed some training, so I cut them way back, and that's really good to do every year or two to help promote new growth. But my grapes are just doing wonderful. Hi! George is playing in the sandbox, and he's getting, we let him play a little bit a day and a half ago, I guess. So Bethany's run off. We need to find her, and I need to get back to picking grapes. So these are my purple grapes, everybody. Okay, so we have picked about 10 feet of grapes. It gets hard to stop. And then I realized I have to stand there in the kitchen and wash them and separate them and pick them out. We'll get reduced in bulk by picking out all those stems and the green ones. Yeah, and any dried ones. We don't spray the fruit, so that's what I was saying about the hornets. Sometimes there's earwigs and little tiny bugs. So if you find them with a little hole or spot, a lot of times I will just discard that, because what it has is a little larva in it, which is probably an earwig larva. So pick them all out, and the kids, Bethany was just eating them like crazy and spitting out the seeds. They're very, very tasty right now. And yeah. So that's what's inside the grape. And that's the grape seed. So all that needs to be separated out. So what I'm going to do is clean these, cook them on a pot under medium heat and a little bit of water on a heavy bottom kettle. And then I will push them all through a food mill to separate the seeds. Tasty stuff. Lots of good things going on here on the farm. So I will get to this, and we will make a video for you on making homemade Concord grape jam. So remember, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.